living at the YMCA, living on a cruise ship is luxury. Hey sailors, welcome back to Cruising as Crew. My name is Lucy and today we're going to be talking about what it is like to work for Steiner. More importantly, about the first 6 stages of getting the job. So right from the interview process to getting on your first ship. I know that after quarantine, there's a lot of you that want to apply for cruise ships and Steiner in particular. So if you are one of those people or you know someone who is thinking of applying or working for Steiner, then make sure they watch this video. But before we start, I just want to remind you to click like and subscribe for some more cruise ship content. But let's get into it. So number 1, at the interview. My interview was in 2015, so admittedly it was 5 years ago, so they could have changed things. However, from speaking to friends who work for Steiner, I don't think it has changed too much. So you will go into a group interview and there are 2 stages to the interview. Well, actually there's 3. There's 3 stages to the interview. The first one is they are going to run you through a PowerPoint of what your job with Steiner will involve. The second part of the interview is you're going to be called up one by one and you're going to need to speak in front of the room. So there's probably going to be a room full of like 20 girls and we each took it in turns to go to the front of the class and speak. They just said, all we want you to do is come to the front of the class, tell us who you are, where you're from, why you're here, just tell us a little bit about you. Obviously it's an interview, so I'm nervous anyway, but now I have to speak in front of 20 people that I don't know. Having never done this before, I was like, oh my God. But what they are looking for is confidence. Obviously, when you work on a cruise ship in the spa, you are going to, regardless of what you do in the spa, you will have to speak in front of large groups of people. You know, on embarkation day, when the passengers come around to look at the spa facilities, you are going to be expected to stand there and tell maybe up to 20 or 30 people, probably not 30, but up to 20 people what treatment you're doing, why they should have it, how it's going to benefit them. So you need to be able to speak to large groups of people. And this is basically what they're looking for. They're not looking for perfection. They understand that you're going to be nervous, but they're just looking for you to like pull it together and be able to sell yourself. The second part of your interview is a trade test. So depending on your qualifications and what you are applying to do for Steiner, that will obviously depend on your trade test. I applied as a fully qualified beauty therapist, so the trade test that me and about 10 other girls were asked to do was a massage. We had to give each other a back massage. We all paired off and we all, we gave each other like a 15-minute back massage. While we were doing this, obviously there were a few people who worked for Steiner that were coming around and looking at what we were doing, and they would ask us questions. So they would say, okay, what part of the back are you massaging at the moment and what massage techniques? Now, what they're looking for is under the scapula with an effleurage motion, not I'm massaging the back with it's just like, basically they're looking for the names of the muscles, the names of the bones, the names of the massage movements like tapotement, effleurage, petrissage, all of that. They want to see how much knowledge you know. So this is a really good time to show that, There was a few girls who were like, well, I'm massaging the back with a soft motion because it's relaxing. Not that yes, it is a bad answer. Like, come on. You're meant to be a fully qualified beauty therapist. It's an interview. They're looking for the technical names of stuff. Because especially if you end up on an American ship with American passengers, American passengers are amazing. However, they like to know that you know what you're doing. So when I worked on Royal Caribbean and we had American passengers, most treatments I would get asked about like my qualifications, and they would ask me technical questions that they, obviously expected me to know the answer to. And that's what they're looking for in the interview. They need to know that you can handle being asked these technical questions by passengers. And after that, you will be sent home. Now, from there, you will find out if you have got the job via email. I found out actually that night, which was really nice. I wasn't like waiting around for ages. I found out that night that I had got the job, and then it is up to you to say when you want to start your training. Number 2, training. It's up to you when you start. So if you have your interview, but you already have a job and you need to give like 6 weeks notice, and maybe you need to sell your flat, sell your car because you are going to live on a ship for 9 months, then obviously you need to leave enough time for you to do that before you start training, because it's important to know that from training you will go straight to your ship. So it's not like you train, come home, you can do all your shit then. You have to do all your shit before you start training. So I had my interview in like, I think November 2014, and I started my training in February 2015. I gave myself like 4 months to leave the job that I was at, have Christmas at home, also kind of get all my stuff together, and then I was like ready to go. So you can give yourself as much time as you want. Number 3, you will start training at the academy. When you are training at the academy, you will stay at a place called the YMCA in Watford. Now, this isn't the most luxurious of places to stay, but there is a reason why you stay there. It is to get you used to bunk beds, sharing a room with lots of people, sharing a bathroom with lots of people. And I actually think the idea is, after living at the YMCA, living on a cruise ship is luxury. Because on a ship, you share a cabin with one other person, whereas in the YMCA, you share a room with 3 other girls in bunk beds. And also there's like, I can't remember the exact number, but I'm gonna say there was probably 1 bathroom between 8 girls. Yeah. And that's hardcore, because when you go to the academy, there cannot be one hair out of place. Your lipstick can't be smudged. You have to look immaculate. So when you've got like 8 people trying to use the bathroom at 6 in the morning because you all need to have a full face of makeup, your hair needs to be pristine. Yeah, it's a lot. I would definitely advise taking your own mirror, because there's like full length mirrors out in the hallway, but I remember like 4 of us or 5 of us would be all like trying to get a little piece of this mirror. So I would 100% recommend taking your own mirror with you. It will help a lot. But something that is nice about the YMCA is at the end of the day, when you have finished your training day, everyone comes back and has dinner in the like big dinner hall at the YMCA. Then you all kind of go and get changed and get your comfies on, maybe have a shower, and then you all come back down to the dinner hall, but you all study. So of an evening, the YMCA dinner hall is just full of Steiners studying, like they're practicing their seminars, they're studying their massage routines, the product knowledge, all of that. And it's actually really nice. It's got a communal vibe. Everyone gets together and everyone's asking each other questions. So it's really cool because you're all working really hard towards one goal. So I actually really enjoyed my study evenings at the YMCA, although it was hard because I was like, I've got so much to learn. You're bouncing off one another, so it kind of makes it easier because everyone's in the same situation. Everyone's in the same boat. Now, the actual training days at the Steiner Training Academy are hardcore. So you will get the bus in the morning to the training academy along with all the other Steiners. And yeah, it's intense. You get there, you start your day, whether that is training a new massage routine, a new facial routine, a new nail routine, whatever it is, it's intense. When I was doing like my facial routines, I was learning a facial routine every day. And after doing it that day, I was expected to know it. They have incredibly high standards. Training at the academy is really stressful. It is the most stressed I've probably ever been, but you know what? I've never learned so much in my life. This is why Steiner Training is world renowned. Because yeah, it's hard, but nothing worth having is easy. Things to bear in mind, when you're training at the academy, they say that you can be there for up to like a month. Now this can vary, so you'll train to do whatever you need to do, and then when there is a ship available, they will put you on a ship. So normally hairdressers are at the academy for about 2 to 3 weeks. Normally massage therapists or facialists or whatever are there for maybe 3 to 4 weeks. I was there for 2 months. It was a lot. Actually, I was there for 9 weeks, but anyway. So I was absolutely gagging to get out of there, just because I was like, I want to work on a ship now. I've been here for a long time. And also everyone that I had started my Steiner journey with had already been allocated a ship and had left. So it was hard. It was really hard, but really it was a blessing that I was there for 9 weeks, because I trained in everything. I knew every massage routine, every facial routine. I did inothermy, I did the nails. So basically I did everything but hair, because you know, I can't even do my own hair. I put it in a ponytail. But when it came to like being a beauty therapist, I learned everything, which was amazing, because then on the ship I made more money because I was trained to do everything. But I wasn't expecting to be there for 8 months. So 8 months, did I say 8 months? I wasn't expecting to be there for 9 weeks. So by the end of the 9 weeks, my money was running really, really low, because I had saved up thinking I was going to be staying in Watford for what, you know, a month. And also there was costs that I hadn't maybe thought out. So obviously you have to pay for your training. You have to pay to stay at the YMCA. I'm really sorry, I don't remember the costs, but if I can find them, I'll put them in the description box down below. So you have to pay for the YMCA, you have to pay for the training, you then have to pay for your uniform. It's £70 per uniform, and you get 2 uniforms, so that's £140. The medical that you have is £250. Now, having worked on ships for a long time, I realised that £250 for a medical is extortionate. So what I would recommend is, if you can speak to Steiner and say, look, I would prefer to get my own medical, you can get your own medical for a lot cheaper. However, for whatever reason, the doctor that Steiner recommends or takes you to charges £250. And trust me, you can get a medical for a lot cheaper than that. Also, I had to have a few injections because I was going to Australia for my first ship. I hadn't anticipated paying, you know, £50 per injection. I think I had to have like 3 injections. And then of course there's just costs of like living, you know, get your dinner paid for, that is kind of included in the price that you pay for the YMCA, but breakfast and lunch you have to buy. So there's a canteen at the academy where you buy your lunch and breakfast, but obviously, you know, that's £1 here, £1 there, and it all starts to add up. And then sometimes the people that you're with will suggest going out for a meal or going out for drinks instead of eating at the YMCA canteen. I would, when you go to the academy to train, if you have got enough money to see you for 2 months, you will be absolutely fine. It's better to have more money than not enough, or you might just be a lot better at budgeting than I am. But yeah, I definitely did not anticipate to be there for as long as I was there, which meant that I used a lot more money than I thought I would. Number 4, you fly to the country where you are embarking your ship. Every Friday at the academy is the day, well, it was 5 years ago and I assume it's still the same. Every Friday is the day that kind of everyone finds out if they've got a ship. So I remember everyone would be so energetic, so excited, because they're like, oh my god, have I got my ship today? Am I going to get my ship? You can imagine how this was for me, because I thought I was going to be there for 3 weeks. So on the 3rd week, on the Friday of my 3rd week, I was like, oh my god, I'm going to get my ship today. I didn't. Okay, fourth week, I'm definitely going to get my ship today. No. 5th week on the Friday, okay, 110% going to get my ship today. No. 9th week on the Friday, I got my ship. Anyway, I've just explained that. But yeah, so every Friday, people find out what ship they get. You go into a big room and you're basically handed a document with the name of your ship and your contract that you need to sign. From there, you will get your uniform and all the paperwork, everything that you need, all your certificates that you've acquired while training at the academy, and you'll be given your flight details. So sometimes you can be given your ship and you will actually be flying to your ship the next day. So a lot of girls left on Saturday, they would find out on Friday and leave on Saturday. Once again, I was lucky and I think I had 2 days notice, which is great because I had 2 days to kind of pack my stuff up, say my goodbyes. You know, it's just less rushed if you have more notice, obviously. So from the Steiner Academy, so I was flying at like 12 in the afternoon, so obviously I did not go to the Steiner Training Academy that day. I just went straight to the airport and flew to my ship, which happened to be in Sydney. But obviously your ship could be anywhere. You could be getting it in Spain, in Malta, in Norway, in Southampton. Obviously, if you're getting it in Southampton, you will just get a car or get a bus down to Southampton, but whatever. Now, something to bear in mind is if there's only a few hours time difference, then the company will probably fly you to the destination the night before. You'll get to the country the night before you're meant to join your ship. But if you're joining your ship where there is a significant time difference, so like I joined my ship in Australia, obviously it's the complete opposite time. So I had 2 days in Australia to basically get on that time frame. There's no point putting me on a ship when I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? So I think I arrived in Sydney at like 5 in the morning on a, let's say, a Saturday morning. So I had all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and then I joined the ship on Monday morning. So I had a little bit of time to just get used to being in that time zone. So when you get your flight details from Steiner, something that I would highly recommend is you just double check your flight details. Normally they are absolutely fine, but obviously, you know, people can make mistakes. Just check the flights are fine. You know, you've got enough, let's say you've got a connecting flight, just check that you've got enough time to get to your connecting flight. Not with Steiner, but with like other companies, I've been given flights to my destination and I have like 10 minutes between my flights. I'm like, well, probably not going to catch that, am I? And it's a lot easier, trust me, to flag it up before you get on the flight than realise when you get there. So double check your flight details. Also, something that Steiner will tell you to do is put all your important stuff in your hand luggage. So you need at least one uniform in your hand luggage, all your documentation, your certificates, your medical, you put everything in your hand luggage. Obviously any expensive electrical items. But the idea is, let's say you, God forbid, lose one of your luggage pieces and your uniform is in there. It doesn't really look good if you get to your ship and you're like, well, I can't work because I don't have my uniform. So you need to have at least one uniform in your hand luggage so that, God forbid, if you get to your ship and you've lost your luggage, you can still get on the ship because you've got all your documentation and you can still go to work because you've got at least one uniform. Obviously, I hope that doesn't happen, but you need to be prepared for these things. On your first contract as well, Steiner will pay for both your flights. They'll pay for your flight there and your flight back. But then your second, third, fifth contract, you will pay for your flight to the ship and Steiner will pay for your flight back from the ship when you finish your contract. Number 5, you arrive at your ship. Now, Steiner will tell you to arrive at your ship at maybe 8 or 9 in the morning. It depends, obviously, on the ship. I arrived at like 8 in the morning. They will also tell you to wear a business suit. So I rocked up to my ship in Sydney with my hair in a nice little bun, my pencil skirt, my blazer, and I stood out like a sore thumb. Everyone who was joining a ship, who like it was their second or third contract, was wearing like jeans and a t-shirt, and I was the only one wearing a suit. And literally everyone was like, oh, you're Steiner. Steiner, Steiner, Steiner. So what I would say is, although they say, you know, you need to wear a suit, you need to look really, really smart, you don't. Like, as long as you don't go in like trackies, be smart casual, okay? Be comfortable. Embarkation day is a long day. So you don't want to be in heels and a pencil skirt. It was not a good decision on my point. So learn from my mistakes and just go in like some nice comfortable black trousers. Maybe don't wear jeans, a nice t-shirt or shirt or whatever. Just trust me, no one cares. Like, your manager is going to come and greet you and she understands embarkation day is a long day. She or he is going to have a lot on her plate. So the last thing that she's going to be thinking about is, why are you not wearing a suit? Okay. So the first thing that will happen is you will get to a desk and you will be asked to hand over your passport, your seaman's book, your if you need a seaman's book, your medical, basically all your paperwork to get on the ship. Then they will call your managers. Your spa manager will come down and collect you and they will show you to the cabin. So this is probably going to be about 9 a.m, 10 a.m. So they're going to leave you in the cabin and just say, okay, chill out, maybe have a nap. And I'm going to come and get you at probably 1 o'clock, 12:45 to get some lunch, and you need to be in your uniform with your makeup on, ready for work. So you have a few hours just to get used to your cabin, maybe unpack a little bit, get your makeup on and get dressed, have a shower, whatever. And then they will come and pick you up at 1 o'clock and you will go for lunch. You will then be taken up to the spa, introduced to the spa team. You will obviously sit through the spa meeting, and then most likely you will be taken through your emergency duties, because obviously before a ship sets sail, everyone on board, especially crew members, need to know what to do in an emergency. Your first day, you're not going to be doing treatments. You're going to be learning the emergency procedures. You're going to be finding your way around the ship, all of that. And then depending on your manager, she will either just say, okay, you know, you can go, it's been a long old day, just go and sleep and I'll see you tomorrow. Or your manager will keep you at work and you will just be kind of observing what is going on in the spa. So number 6, obviously you're on board, you've done everything. So your first week on board is gonna be fairly easy, as in, it's gonna be really hard, but it's gonna be easy. Like, your manager is gonna take it easy on you. It's your first contract. They know what it's like. It's hardcore. You know, not only do you have to learn this new job, you also have to learn your way around a ship, to the long hours. Your feet are going to hurt because you probably won't be used to being on your feet as much as you are when you work for Steiner. So your feet are going to hurt for the first fortnight, but you'll get used to it. I would definitely recommend getting some insoles or good shoes. I used to wear Crocs, not like Crocs, like the dolly shoes Crocs. They were amazing when I worked for Steiner, so I would 100% recommend them. But yeah, in terms of doing treatments and selling, there probably isn't going to be that much pressure on you for the first week, because obviously you're going to be getting used to everything. But on the second week, obviously things will start to become a little bit more, you know, how they're going to be. Really hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, let me know in the comments down below. Also, let me know if you have applied for Steiner. Maybe you've worked for Steiner, so let me know if you agree with these points, or maybe you have some points of your own. And also hit that notification bell, because in the next video, I'm going to be giving you some advice on how to choose your next ship. So you've just finished your first contract, you want to do a second contract, which means that you get to choose what ship you go on. How do you choose? How do you choose what cruise ship to go on? That's what we're going to be talking about. So definitely come by and watch that one. But while you wait for that video, you can watch these 2 videos here. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. But I really, really hope you have enjoyed this and it's given you some good advice.